Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today I am going to explain about the basics of fermentation and production of ethanol. First, we want to know about the definition of fermentation. Fermentation is a biochemical conversion of carbohydrates into alcohol or organic acids by microorganisms. The fermentation process only occurs in anaerobic condition. Microbes involved include yeast and bacteria. For example, the conversion of glucose into ethanol by yeast. Then, the types of fermentation. There are three types of fermentation. First, alcoholic fermentation. In this, we get ethanol as a byproduct. This includes yeast as a microbe. In acetic acid fermentation, lactobacillus is used as microbe to produce a byproduct lactic acid. Then acetic acid fermentation, we get vinegar as a byproduct. Here the microbe Acetobacter aceti is used. Okay, then what are the microorganisms used mainly in ethanol production? So the microorganism Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is commonly known as baker's yeast, is used in the production of ethanol, which converts the sugar into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Then this picture shows the raw material sugar plus microbe yeast is equal to ethanol plus carbon dioxide. The raw material used in the production of ethanol include sugarcane molasses, corn, wheat, barley, fruits and other carbohydrate-rich materials. Process of ethanol production. There are 4 steps involved in the production of ethanol, which is preparation of raw material, fermentation, distillation and purification. In preparation of raw material means we saw the raw materials in the past slide. These are the raw materials. So this is the preparation of raw material. Then fermentation. Fermentation is a process. Here a large container is known as fermenter or bioreactor. Inside that are cultured yeast and prepared raw materials are fermented, then which is collected into distillation process, which means purification, or which means separation of ethanol from impurities. Then purification. Here we get 95% pure ethanol. The fermentation reaction. What is the fermentation reaction? Takes place inside the fermenter. The glucose is the raw material we given, plus the enzymes released by the yeast helps to convert this raw material into ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. The formula of glucose is C6H12O6. 1 molecule of glucose gives 2 molecules of ethanol plus 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. Then industrial production of ethanol. Here the fermenter is a large vessel used in industries to carry the fermentation process. The temperature maintained inside the fermenter is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. The fermentation process takes place within 2 to 3 days. Then the ethanol is separated by distillation. After fermentation, the collected broth from the fermenter is collected and went through distillation process to separate the impurities. Uses of ethanol. The ethanol is used in alcoholic beverages like beer, wine, etc. Biofuel. The ethanol plus gasoline to make biofuel. In pharmaceutical industries, ethanol is used in making syrups or other medicines. in sanitizers and disinfectants in laboratories. Okay. Then ethanol is also used in chemical industries. Okay, conclusion. Fermentation is a main biotechnological process. It gives a industrial and economical importance to us. Microorganisms like yeast play a major role in converting sugar into ethanol. Then, thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, ask me in the comment section. Then follow B.Sc Zoology channel to get more videos. Thank you.